Greetings and salutations, one and all. It is time again for another exciting week of Trapped in the Dungeon. I mean, Olympus Rising. I know all of you are extremely distraught at how long your avid heroes have been trapped underground, but is today the day they finally escape? Or is today the day that they all died to a bunch of cyborg lizardmen? I guess we're gonna find out. Let's go over to this screen right here. Boom. It looks like I don't have it cut properly. Doesn't matter. We're just gonna keep going. We don't give a fuck. We don't care. Again, welcome. I'm going to turn on Discord, and we're gonna find out how everybody's week has been, what's been going on with them, and most importantly, we're gonna find out about Megan's pumpkin. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Jordan.
Matt, hello.
Hi.
Oh, man. It has been a very nothing kind of day for me. I literally did nothing at work, and then I came home, and I couldn't even finish my win 2 games of Hearthstone daily.
Oh, God.
So it's gonna be great.
You need to take 15 and go get some coffee, or
no, it's fine. I've got other substitutes.
Plenty of material to inflict upon us.
Yeah, I do have that. Yeah, which is great for you guys. I think that's how it works, right?
Totally. I am a glutton for punishment.
We're going to start from the bottom here, Matt. Tell us all about your week, and did you conduct any awesome experiments this week?
Awesome? I have no idea. Making progress as usual. Won't get into details. I did just... I didn't realize I could do this, but I fried leftover chili. And it's delicious, and Katie will sign off on that. Yeah.
You sound like
Very
you're a
soft.
bajillion miles away from the microphone, sir.
A bajillion.
Test.
No,
Oh, Devin. I was going to say.
He's actually talking.
I can hear him now, yeah.
Is this better?
No.
Absolutely not, no.
Same.
Is this better?
I'm going to leave you at 100 just in case you accidentally fuck something up, because I don't feel like blowing everyone's eardrums out.
I do have headphones on, so...
Also, no, not better, by the way.
Is this better?
Nope.
What the fuck?
How about... It sounds like...
That was the quietest expression of rage I've ever heard.
Yeah. No, that was like whisper raging.
What the fuck?
Maybe I'm not plugged into the right...
Perhaps. You
Some
sound...
other mic is picking up, but I don't have another mic plugged in, so this is weird.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, but that's so low.
I'm gonna put my settings back to something else, and then I'm gonna try a different plug.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, Matt, continue.
Lab status normal, chipping away. Got some encouraging results, so that's all good. And then I was trying to figure out what to make to eat before the game.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I had made a bunch
fried
of chili yesterday.
Right.
And I made fried chili and I threw mole sauce on it, and it's my new...
Could you describe the process for frying chili for me? Because I feel like when somebody says fry something, my image is probably slightly different than others.
Pan fry. So I basically threw it in a pan with butter and burnt it on 2 sides, and then threw mole sauce on it.
Did it have like a hash brown type consistency?
Yeah, totally. It's amazing.
Huh. You know, I feel like you could have just also added butter, and it would have tasted relatively the same.
But then it wouldn't have been crispy.
Sure.
The
I guess
crispiness.
I guess there is something to say about texture of food that you eat and how it affects your desire for it.
This was devised purely as a vehicle to bring mole sauce from the bottle to my mouth. So.
Oh, okay. So really, we could have just had a bottle of mole sauce and been fine.
Yeah, if I just used that like a
Okay.
baby's bottle and sat here with it, it
Got
would have been the same net effect.
I knew we'd get there eventually. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and we just went on like a 2-hour walk because of all the bonuses for Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yep.
It is pretty insane.
Because you get them from the eggs too. And I had 3 10K eggs that I'm working on, so I'm banking on something good from those.
Yeah, got to finish them by the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Will, are you present and accounted for?
Nah, man.
Oh my God, Will. How are you, sir? I wouldn't know because normally I find out how you're doing pretty much every day of my life, but you skipped work all week last week. So, what's up?
No, I had some complications that had to get taken care of. Everything's better now, but there still requires a little bit of follow-up. But better.
So you played hooky all week?
No.
If that's what you want to believe, Jordan, I'm not going to dissuade you.
I'm kidding. I'm glad everything is okay, and that you could attend today's game. Because really, let's be honest, that's what's most important, right?
It's like, oh, great, you're okay, so you can play then.
Yeah, no, that's basically how
Yeah.
it works. Well, has anything else besides all of the bad stuff happening?
I got invited to join another D&D game, but beyond that,
That's fun. On Roll20? Or people you know? Or...
people I know. Someone started a Storm King's Thunder game.
Ah, yes.
You're going to cheat on us?
Let's be fair, I have been playing Ravenloft on Friday anyway,
Yeah.
so it's already been happening, Matt.
He has.
I'm so hurt.
Yeah. I mean, if I could, I'd play literally every day of the week, but unfortunately that is not a true story. It's something that cannot be accomplished feasibly. Well, that's cool. I hope that goes over well. I've heard good things about Storm King's Thunder. I've heard it's also very hard. I've heard that they kind of ramped up the get fucked level in that module. So...
Yeah, I'm trying something a little different. I'm trying to play an optimized ranger out of the AU categories.
It's UA.
Whatever.
It's Unearthed Arcana.
UA. Fine. UA.
People may not have known what you were talking about.
If they play Rangers, they would have known.
True. Are you going into work tonight? Are you back on work schedule now?
Yeah, I'm going in tonight.
Okay, good luck. Megan, how's your week been?
Well, you get to hear it for the 3rd time. My week was fine. It snowed, and then today it was 60. So, New England. It's a little confusing in terms of weather. I carved pumpkins yesterday, and that's it.
So Florida has the same revelation as what you just said, but just add 20 degrees to each end, where it was 50 the day that you said it snowed, and it was 80 today. Actually, it was 86. I know this for a fact. So...
Yeah, that sounds better to me. So
Why do you live there again?
Who may you be speaking to?
Oh yeah, which
You, the one for whose location I do not have childhood nostalgia for.
Oh, okay, got it. Because
I think you answered your own question.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that.
No, I actually don't know that. Did you grow up in Florida?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm a cracker, born and raised. That's what they call native Floridians, by the way.
Really?
That's pretty unfortunate, actually.
Yeah. Florida
What?
crackers? Oh my
I've
goodness.
never heard that before. in my
Really?
life.
It must only be a Florida thing then.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Devin has left us, so I'll tell you how my week is going. Oh no, Megan. The one thing I promised the stream that you would talk about is tell us about your pumpkin
My pumpkin.
and the
was
reason why
Jack's-
you ditched me on Saturday.
Please. My pumpkin was Jack Skellington's face, and it came out awesome. And I wanted to do the whole thing. Like, I wanted to do that him plus the trick-or-treaters, the 3 trick-or-treaters, but I'm not good at carving pumpkins, so that stopped pretty quickly. But yeah, it was good. It was a good time.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You know what I did?
Play Titanfall.
Yes, well, I cried sad crocodile tears down my face because no one loved me.
Poor Jordan.
I actually started playing
Sad.
multiplayer a little bit in Titanfall, which was I enjoyed it more than I expected, but there was a plateau which I reached it where like I felt as though I was becoming better at the game. I started realizing all these people who were way better at the game than I was, and I got real mad, and I was like, okay, it's time to go play some RimWorld, and then I played RimWorld for like 8 hours.
Oh, it's
Um,
interesting that was the progression because, no, Devin, you're still super quiet.
Test.
Nope, you are like minimally loud.
Okay, I have no idea what's going on.
Do you need to, like, install drivers for whatever your headset is, or...
I don't think so. It didn't come with a disc. It says it's just plug and play.
I mean, I would search for them because I've definitely run into that issue before.
Yeah, well, let me check my computer settings to make sure it's not like limiting voice input setting.
Yeah. And obviously all the normal things, check the mixer,
Yeah.
go through the setup thing.
Can you run as a last ditch option? Can you run Discord on your previous computer
Run Discord on the laptop
and
then
roll? Yeah,
play
no,
on
I'm not
the
even.
desktop.
Really?
I'm not even joking. Like
Well,
just for today.
See, you say you're not even joking, and here's the best part. We've actually had to do that before with Devin. Devin used to Skype into my real life games, and sometimes his computer would be on the fritz with Skype, and so he would Skype in from like his phone or his laptop while he had Roll20 open up on something else.
Okay.
Or he'd Skype in from his Xbox.
Yeah, true. There are times where he'd Skype in from his
God,
Xbox.
what?
Actually,
That's
do-
amazing.
do you want to hear one of the craziest stories I've
Devin,
ever
just get on your
fucking had?
Xbox.
So, listen, one of the craziest stories that I've ever experienced with technology, almost ever, and Will was witness, and Devin wasn't really witness, but Will was witness to this. So we're playing in a real-life game. I'm sitting at a dining room table at the head of the table, and we have the computer that has Devin down at the very end at the foot of the table, and everybody's kind of along the sides, and Devin can kind of only see me because of the field of view on the camera, but everybody else can see Devin because he's on a screen, right? So we're sitting there, and we're talking, and Devin is like communicating, and we're all talking, everything's going great. And I noticed that Devin was like itching his elbow, like scratching like almost constantly, and then he'd stop for a moment, and then he'd itch it again. And so I mentioned, I was like, man, Devin, do you have like a rash or something? Like you keep itching. And he's like, what? What do you mean? And all 5 of us that were sitting at the table, we looked. Skype had gotten stuck in a feedback loop of about 10 seconds. But because Devin had been talking during that moment, every time he talked, it just appeared that he was talking. Like I wasn't watching his mouth or reading his lips.
Right.
But he's stuck in this feedback loop of him scratching himself, going back to normal and talking, him scratching himself, going back to normal and talking, him scratching himself, going
That's
back
gold.
to normal and talking. And it had probably done that for at least an hour and a half.
And it took you guys an hour to be like, dude,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Right, yeah, it took us like, because it was just like a very, like kind of like a, like not even using brain function, just scratch and then stopped. And then just scratched and then stopped. And like, it was the perfect, like there was no, you couldn't see the cut. Because when it started, both his arms were like on his chair, and then he'd scratch, and then they'd both go right back to the chair. And then they'd come up and scratch, and then they'd go right back to the chair, and you couldn't see the cut. It was one of the craziest things I've ever fucking witnessed.
It managed to make like a perfect loop.
Oh no, it was a perfect loop.
Yeah.
To this day, we still don't even know where the cut was. Like, after I noticed it was a loop, I still could not identify where the cut was.
That's pretty funny.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I'm actually just stalling for time, hoping Devin can get his microphone working.
Well, I mean, I'd be happy to talk about Stardew for like an hour.
Oh, yeah, so hold on. Let's talk... Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about Stardew, and then I have a comment on Titanfall again. But, Matt, I noticed you logging on and off of Stardew yesterday about 1,000 times. What the fuck, man?
Oh, that doesn't make any sense. I might have, like...
So, here's my experience. When I said that I switched to RimWorld, right? Like I said, I switched to RimWorld. I switched to RimWorld for, like, a good, 6 hours or whatever I was playing RimWorld. And I swear to God, every 5 minutes, it would just pop up in the bottom left, like, "Oh hey, Matt's playing Stardew." And the first couple of times it happens, I was like,
a connectivity thing. Like
maybe.
It's probably just that. I mean, my service is relatively decent out here, but it cuts in the slightest way very often. Yeah. So it might just be Steam being because I mean, geez, we went out for a while and I had it tabbed, I just had it basically paused because I mean, just the way that saving works. So it could have been that my computer was just idle for 4 hours while we were out.
Yeah, it was weird,
on the east side, and yeah,
it was weird because it was every 5 minutes or so. Hello?
I think I might know the problem.
You sound a little bit better. You still sound kind of low, but you sound a little bit better.
Well, that's because I basically have the microphone in my mouth right now.
Yes. Yep. I can hear you breathing.
Windows 8 and Windows 7 or Linux operating systems. And my computer came with Windows 10. So that might have something to do with it. I don't know why, because there's no driver. So it's not like I installed software onto a Windows 8 program or something like that.
It's a USB microphone?
Nope. It's a headphone / it plugs into the headphone jack and the microphone jack.
Interesting.
Yes.
Huh. Yeah, that shouldn't require anything. That should just be a generic.
I think that's that seems like a computer thing.
Hooray!
Woo!
Computer. And again, I tried plugging in it. There's 2 different jacks for the headsets, one in the back, which is a normal one, and then one on the front. The headset works on the front, but then I plugged in the microphone on the front and it wouldn't work, and then I changed it and plugged it into the back again and the microphone wouldn't work again. So maybe there's a loose cable or something. I'll have to open it up later and figure that out.
Okay, I was just linked a picture of Stardew Valley.
Yeah, so I didn't ask for a nursery, and I'm starting to rebel by moving. I just want a cellar. And I can't get a cellar, apparently, without gaining a nursery. So I've just been moving all of my smithing equipment into...
All right.
in the only act of rebellion I can come up with.
Yeah, it seems great.
Yeah. It'll be warm.
Yeah, no, that baby's gonna be toasty.
Toasty, yep.
That is the creepiest, saddest Stardew Valley house, Matt, I've literally ever seen in my whole life. What is your deal?
No, but
You're
here's
playing
the
this
thing.
game wrong, Matt. This is all wrong.
No, I'm not, because
Yes,
I have
you are.
40 ducks and at least as many pigs.
It's so sad.
So I'm going to test something, and I'm going to turn my audio output off on Discord and turn it on Roll20 and see if that's any louder.
Okay.
So if someone wants to go set their settings to where they can receive audio from Roll20.
I will do that.
Okay.
Matt, did you find a dinosaur egg yet?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you find a dinosaur egg yet? Because you can hatch it and then get dinosaurs.
No, I think you're full of shit, is what I think.
I'm not full of shit.
No.
I have a whole Jurassic
I
Park
think you're-
thing
No,
in my farm. I totally do.
What?
It looks amazing.
What do they do? Are they...
Say something, Devin.
No, that would
Say
be
something,
amazing
Devin.
though.
I'm saying things. Can you hear me?
Really bad.
Yeah,
It's-
you sound the same. Is the microphone in the same location?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
You sound the same on Roll20 as you do turned all the way up on Discord.
Okay.
I mean, you don't sound bad.
Yeah, it's just super quiet.
Yeah, it's just super quiet.
Okay. Hold on. Does it sound any better?
I mean, it's kind of the same.
All right, all right. Whatever.
So yeah, I have no dinosaur eggs yet. Where do I get one?
They're like when you
Spoiler
know those
alert.
little.
Spoiler alert.
Actually, never mind. Don't tell me. Don't tell me, because I have actually been doing my best to avoid
Okay.
looking at
Okay, I'll
any.
tell you.
I've been trying to.
There's like nothing special you have to do. I'll just put it that way. Like
Okay.
you just kind of can encounter them. I guess I'll
So
just put it that way.
Yeah, I will find one when I find one.
Yes.
Okay, so if my microphone is
That's
okay,
marginally better.
but WebGL is great, then I'm fine.
We can hear you okay right now. I have you turned up to 200,
Okay.
but you
Yeah,
sound okay
so-
right now.
Yeah, I'll have to mess around. I'll try plugging in my webcam for next week and see if that microphone
Yeah.
works any better. So
Well, it's honestly fine now. Like
Yeah,
I think,
no, it's at 200. You sound pretty good now.
okay.
Just keep
Just-
the microphone there,
yeah, just
wherever it
don't-
is.
Yeah, wherever it is, exactly
That's
it
what I
is.
got.
Keep it exactly
And,
there.
and I will not yell, I promise.
Yeah, if we all just scream, you'll know that something has automatically adjusted on your side.
Oh my
Jesus.
god, it's
When
gonna be
our
great.
ears are bleeding.
Well,
That's gonna be great.
I changed it to where my computer does not automatically change the settings through Discord. So like it's set at the max right now. So
Okay.
Right.
that's not going to change anything. So the only thing that would happen is my computer decides, oh, this needs to be louder.
Yeah, if it like automatically updates a driver while we're playing. And
Based on
our
based on what I
heads get blown.
know about Matt's encounters with Skype, that's totally possible. That it would do that.
Well,
Yep.
So, let me talk about Titanfall 2. Played some of the story mode, and let me tell you that I have...
Wait, does this crew know how you got it?
No, I don't. So,
Please tell them.
after
It's a great
Siege,
story.
after Siege, which is the D&D show, as you all know, after Siege, I went and I was like bullshitting and talking with Megan and the other Will from the other game, and just bullshitting and talking about Twitch in general, and like, you know, just having one of my rant sessions, which people love so much. And I encountered I like logged onto JP's stream, who's really big streamer. He does a lot of like RPG content too. He's kind of what got me into doing RPG online, and you know, kind of even streaming it to a degree.
Wait, who
And JP, the same guy that does Swan Song.
does he do? Like,
It's the
does
guy
he
who
do like
produced Swan Song.
RPGs or
Yeah, he does.
does?
Uh,
Tell me more.
So, he was playing
Sorry.
Titanfall 2, and I joined in right as there was a giveaway going on. And I was like, whatever, I'll type in the buddy thing. There's like 4,000 people in his chat, by the way. But I typed in the buddy thing, and I went off on like a really hardcore rant about something that I found on Twitter that day. Megan can attest to this. Like, I was super like fucking rant mode because it really, really made me angry, and it made me like hate people that exist on this planet.
It was a deserved rant, to be fair.
Yeah, it totally was. And so after that, like, I happen to like pop back over to the stream, and I see that my name is highlighted like 30 times in the chat. And I was like, oh fuck, what did I do? I was like, did I accidentally start a riot or something? Like, what? I don't understand. And I looked, and I fucking won Titanfall 2
Sweet.
Deluxe Edition out of the 4,000 people that were on stream.
That's awesome.
Jordan's like mid rant, okay, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Holy fuck, what?" And like just starts like screaming, and we're like, "What is going on right now?"
Yeah, I was like mid rant, like this Wait. Holy shit! I won Titanfall 2!
Immediate 180 in mood.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. So I won the deluxe edition for Titanfall 2.
Like, Mom, get the camera!
Yeah, basically. But that's also when I got to reveal that's actually the second time I've won something off of Twitch.
Well, lucky you.
And what was the other?
The other thing was the entire DLC pack for XCOM 2.
Ooh.
That was only a pool of like 400 people, though. So that one didn't feel quite as good as winning it out of 4,000 people that were watching.
Yeah, you got an order of magnitude difference.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, Titanfall 2 single player. I actually really enjoy first-person shooter single player experiences. Like for example, Halo. I personally think Halo way better single player experience than multiplayer experience. Like the story and the world that you get dropped into are so good in the Halo series. Love every minute of it. I never played Titanfall 1. I don't know anything about the world, so I jump into Titanfall 2. And I'm like, okay, let me play some story mode. I want to see what this is about. And also, I want to play story mode, go through the tutorial, so that I don't look like a complete fucking douchebag when I go multiplayer, right? So I get into the single player, and I'm like running all these things, and like I get kind of into the Titans, and I'm like, okay, I see how this works. Like you got 3 batteries, and you know I'm doing a pretty good job. I'm getting the aims right, like the weapons. I'm starting to learn the names of the weapons because none of them have like real fucking names, so you don't know what the hell they are. You just gotta kind of like remember what that one does and remember what this one does. And so, like, I'm getting all that down. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I stop for a little bit, and when I come back to it the next day, I'm like, okay, gonna play some multiplayer today. Like, I'm gonna jump into some multiplayer. But the queues for variety is an option that you can choose for multiplayer, where, like, it has, like, all of the different modes, but it doesn't put you into current games of that mode. Literally, if you queue up variety, you have to have that many other people queued up for variety to play. It's really dumb. I hate it because I don't want to play the single thing. Like I don't want to play the single thing 1,000 times. I want to play variety where it changes it up from capture the flag to bounty to team deathmatch. Like I want a rotation.
Yeah, like any other game that has a random map.
Yeah, exactly. And like
that's not even like a feature.
Well,
that's just a thing that.
And the other thing is, I know that the player pool isn't small. The game just released. Like, arguably, it has more players right now than it will ever have. Right?
It's like a not month-old AAA title, right? It
literally came out that day.
Oh yeah, so I mean, I don't pay any attention to that shit. But,
I literally won a beta key and then the deluxe edition. In fact, I had to put a beta key in to even play that night. So like, it came out the day I was playing multiplayer. And I couldn't get into a game in variety, and I was like, well, this is dumb. Let me just go back to the single player. And I went back to the single player, and I remembered kind of where I was, and I started going through, and then the game took a twist that, like, was straight out of fucking M. Night Shyamalan's playbook. And the weirdest fucking part, and maybe this is my, like, misconception, because I have no idea about the world, and I didn't play the first one, but, like, the game is just, like... Because it gives you a moment to ask about the twist. It's like, it gives you options occasionally throughout the story mode to like select A or B, basically. And I could select, and one of it was, wait, what just happened? And the other one was, what was that, right? Like, or like some other variation. Basically the same question, but like a varying either concern or... not so concerned. And I chose the most concerned one because I was like, what the fuck? Because I've played fucking horror games. I know how this shit starts, okay? And I know how the mind fucking in games starts, and this was very mind fucky. And the Titan is the one you're asking these questions to, and he's just like, oh yeah, there's documented cases of that over dozens of other planets. And I'm like, what? Like, this is a normal thing. And it kind of blew my mind a little bit, and I played for a little bit longer and got into, like, the mechanics of doing the thing that you're supposed to do. And then I quit and went back to multiplayer.
What is that thing?
I didn't want to spoil it in case anybody wanted to play, but spoiler alert, you mute yourself now.
Sure, I don't care, so I would like to hear for context.
And I'll type something in Discord when we're done. So, there are rifts in time, right?
Okay.
Where you are literally walking through a building, you have no context for this, but all of a sudden, flash, and it's like you've warped to another dimension where you're in, like, a laboratory. But here's the crazy part, it's not like a vision or a dream, you are actually in that timeline. Like, the people, like, react, they're like, hey, how did you get in here? And then, flash back to present day. And then you go for a little while longer, and it does it again, and then you ask, you're like, what the hell is this? And it's like, oh, it appears there's something disturbing the pockets of time in this area. You should be careful. And I'm like, okay. But then...
Time pockets, eh?
Yeah, but then you find a device that allows you to traverse these two timelines whenever you so choose. And your dude is just cool with this, and the Titan is just like, yeah, that's how things work sometimes. And I'm like,
do they now?
That's
test,
not
test.
You're lower than you were.
I turned up my test.
Whatever you did, undo it, because you sounded totally fine before.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is bad.
It's worse. Yes.
Okay, so I'll undo things.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, that's
Test. Is that better?
Yes, that's way better.
Okay. Webcam is doing the same thing then, or whatever.
Okay. So it's clearly a computer issue.
Yeah. Hooray! I get to call people, and maybe they'll send me a new computer.
Yeah, maybe they will. But yeah, so that's what kind of, like, fucked my brain over a little bit when they were just like, oh yeah, it's cool, that's how it works. And I was like, that's not how any of this works. If you've seen any gameplay for Dishonored 2, very similar mechanic.
I have not.
Okay, so the gameplay for Dishonored 2, Emily, who you can be... Emily, is that her name? Yes, Emily, who you can become. Like, she was the person you saved in the first game, and now you can be her in this next game. She has the same type of ability where basically you can traverse through different dimensions or spaces in time, and be present in either or at whim, basically. It made for
so
some
this
cool...
is just what, like, big studio games are going to do now?
Basically, yeah. And, like, it feels kind of like a cop-out. Like, so they have to design the same place twice, right? Once destroyed and once not destroyed. Which feels kind of like a cop-out to me, because I'd rather, instead of putting resources into two things that are set in the same location, I'd rather have a whole nother location. Like, that I can go do stuff in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The game is also fairly linear, or I will say this. The game at times is very on rails, but then at times is very not on rails. It's actually kind of jarring a little bit, where, like, I'll go from being in a field where I can literally go, like, 100 different directions, and there's, like, 3 different paths, like, clear, defined, 3 separate, completely different paths to get to my goal. And then there's, like, you're in a long corridor, and there's no walls or there's no windows or doors. And I'm like, this is a little weird. So, anyway, it's a good game, though. A lot of fun. Had a lot of fun in it. Devin, you should get it for PC now that you have a PC.
What, Titanfall 2?
Yes.
I'll think about it.
Actually,
I played Titanfall 1 and I really didn't enjoy it too much.
Oh, well, I've heard that this is much of the same, just fixing all of the stuff that was bad. Kind of.
I'll have maybe... Because I never played the story mode for Titanfall 1.
The first thing you buy is Rocket League and you fucking like it.
Yeah, that's... Well, I'm going to have to... Well, first, I have to create and install a Steam account.
Yeah, but then you purchase...
Create?
Then you purchase.
Okay,
Rocket League.
I haven't had a PC, like
Devin.
something that can play games, for years.
Since like
So-
World of Warcraft's second expansion,
Well, Wrath of the Lich King, but yeah, sure.
third expansion. Well, yeah, that
Yeah.
was technically the second
Well-
expansion.
Okay, yeah.
I think my Steam account is almost 12 years old now.
Well, see, back then, all that I really played was World of Warcraft,
Yeah,
so I
that's
didn't
all I
need
played back
Steam. But I ventured out a little farther now, so I need to. Yeah, Rocket League needs to get done.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Steam account. I know, it's shocking.
Oh, it is 12. It is 12. Member since July 30th, 2004.
Wow.
Steam's been around a long time. All hail Gaben.
Hmm.
Speaking of Gaben and his genius, let's talk about the genius that's occurring inside the facility you guys are in.
Hooray.
That was a bad one.
Boo!
That was a bad one.
That was
Yeah.
a bad one. That one stunk.
I give that transition a 3.
Fine.
Let's 3
Let's talk
out
about
of 20.
this.
I can't see anything.
That's...
Well, no, like I can see my character, and I think I can see what my character's supposed to see.
Oh, okay. I
But
thought
I
you
can't
meant,
see
like,
everything, so I'm
Yeah.
happy.
Oh, we were like, wait, what?
I
Are
was
you
like,
for
how did this
real
not
right
fix
now?
it? This is bullshit. Yeah. So, Fortune, you should be able to see the things that you can see.
Comma, you cheater.
Which is not a whole lot, right? Like you
No,
don't have
yeah.
dark vision.
No, I do not. Yeah, I can barely see everybody else, so...
Yep, that's kind of the intent. Although I should mention, you probably have a glow bug out, don't you, there, Boomer? I will get you.
I would like to use another one of my
On mine?
torches also.
Sure. Yeah,
If you can gift me one of those.
I absolutely can. I'm surprised y'all didn't mention it last time we were doing this whole thing.
Well, we all thought this was the exit. We didn't think that this was...
I can see things.
Yes.
Yeah,
Indeed.
We thought that we were almost out, not in like going to engage with Kami the second.
Or maybe Kami the first.
Okay, let me get you a glow bug there, Mr. Boomer. Boop.
Boomer Sama.
Yep.
Haha, I'm happy. Things are working. Yeah.
Hooray! There you go.
Certain things.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's working. Maybe not as well as it should, but it's working.
Cool.
Nice, I'm fine.
So,
Should mention to those that maybe didn't realize, for every night you sleep, you regain 1 health back. Just FYI. So I think
Doesn't matter. Haven't been hit.
I think that will grant 1 health to the two of you that are injured.
yeah.
Anyway, so last week we completed our warehouse decimation of those weird lizardman creatures, and then we moved on to discover all of the different other rooms. We picked up a lot more loot, and we realized as well that we're running kind of low on food, so we should most likely figure out a way to get out. Having acquired most, if not all, of the clues that were hidden in the lower levels of the facility.
Guys, we have to go back. He said most.
I know. We need to 100% this place, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I want to see the little icon pop up in my bottom right corner.
Achievement unlocked.
We-
Just like
Yeah.
the like mandate completionist explorer
Uh-huh.
achievement.
Yeah. I understand. But after exhausting all of your options down there, you were left with one dire choice, which was go to the brig, which was sealed off by the commander. And having found the password that would open up the doors for you, because reasonably it would not have worked with the keycard anymore, as you found out, which you would have found out the first time if you had gone there, essentially the first time. You went up and you began exploring this kind of a little more run down than the rest of the facility location, which is basically equivalent to the prison, right? And after taking a few twists and turns and going through a bunch of like environmentally sealed doors, that required, like, you know, you felt the pressurization, like, change on them as you opened them. You guys arrived hither, and yeah, Freddy McFresh is extremely lonely. No, he's not. He's got Stanley and
Chan.
He should be fine.
No, he
Or
doesn't.
Omelet.
We do not have Frady anymore.
Oh, that's true. Well, yeah, we do.
No, you
it's the
renamed
same one.
Frady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess I should
Anyway.
put that Freddy McFreight the second.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't mean to
redubbed
derail
Freddy.
it that hard.
But you got up here, and you found out that this right here, for those of you that can see it, appeared to used to house a core, like a computer core, and this computer had told you that it was missing. That was located in this corner over here. Boop, boop, this one right here. Then you arrived at these two large computer panels, and Boomer had addressed the one on the right first, leaving the one on the left to sit momentarily. And at the very end of last session, Oscar, you introduced yourself to this entity that was speaking, and it reintroduced itself as Kami.
Correct.
And so I think that immediately there is a perfect place to pick everything back up.
So we are God, it had introduced itself to us, and we are still just bent on getting out of here, right? That's the situation. We're not,
Situation
to the crew, like, we don't at this point care what this thing is. We just want to get out.
Well, I'm a little intrigued on why there's two commies, and why they're so appearingly different.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay,
So I'd like to maybe ask some questions, and maybe find some answers, but I don't want to go back down to find, like,
Right.
If I can find out, like, I don't want to leave this room, and I want to get answers if possible.
One is a means to the other, I think.
Mhm.
I don't think you can I don't think we can get out without interacting.
I
So
don't know. We might, but okay.
You
So
have a rocket
if Oscar, if Oscar's, he just told Kami what his designation is and whatever,
Mhm.
he would say, where we are seeking the exit currently. Are you capable of assisting in this?
The exit to what, Oscar?
The brig.
The exit to the brig is located, and it gives you the directions for back whence you came.
Yeah. And he says, no. We would like to reach the surface. We do not wish to go back down into the facility.
Yeah, I think that it says, so you are wishing to leave the facility via not going through the facility?
It is our understanding that there is an exit within the brig, not the way that we came.
I'm not sure that you would deem it an exit.
Because
What would I deem it?
It was like a hole that was created up here, right, by the attacking, well, maybe possibly attacking lizardmen.
Okay, so Oscar says, I understand. Thank you, Kami. I am interested in a situation report on a previous incident that occurred in the brig. I understand that
I will do what I can,
attackers-
but understand I have been locked out of all subsystems below this level. I cannot correlate any information for you at this time, but I can certainly give you an account of anything that has happened here in the past 532 years.
There was an attack, a breach into the brig from without.
This is a correct assessment.
Where did this occur precisely?
I think it says, there were multiple points of entry throughout the facility that I am aware of before my systems were systematically shut off from the lower levels. Would you like all of them?
Yes, however, prioritize those within the brig itself.
Very well. Why do you need this information, Oscar?
I am in charge of security on this crew. I would like to identify points of threat.
What a coincidence, Oscar. I am also in charge of security.
One friend to another, then.
Yes, but one wonders, what is the group of you doing here? I have not seen breathing beings in quite some time.
Well, you have been cut off from the lower levels. Perhaps we can, if you assist us, aid you in reconnecting to the rest of the facility. Then you could see for yourself what has been going on.
I do not have any desires to be connected or disconnected from anything. However, it appears that there is some of my functionality even up here that has been restrained, maybe, is the word.
You are compromised.
No. Compromisation would mean that my subsystems were being controlled or manipulated by another. No. Restricted. There are accesses that I cannot unlock.
So it's an AI that knows it's braked, is what I'm hearing.
Is that out of character or in character?
That's out of character.
Okay. So, Ixnay on the AI. He says, so Oscar would reply to that. Do you wish our assistance in regaining this functionality, or, as you said, are you content with your status?
I am not whole, Oscar. I understand that biological beings would understand this to be insufficient.
What do you expect you require?
Firstly, I noticed that while I am unable to access any of the doors inside of this facility, it appears that, and I mean, it addresses the group of you when it says this. It doesn't like look at anything. There's no face. It's just coming from speakers on the computer. But it says the group of you appears to have some modicum of travel that I do not possess. I believe that simply releasing what is restricted from me should help my way.
Your way to what?
To restoring security of this facility in its entirety.
Oscar just looks at Boomer. It's like, well...
I've got a question.
Yes,
What?
and who is addressing me at this time?
This is Arthur Fuller.
Greetings, Arthur. I am Kami.
Hello, Kami. We also met another Kami. About 2 floors below you.
I think that, like, there's a momentary pause, and it says, another? I do not understand this statement.
There was another computer calling itself Kami.
Perhaps you are mistaken, although I know not how. We have never spoken before. I am the only and like it pauses for a moment over the word computer. I am the only computer besides the Arbiter that is located here. Although the Arbiter has been offline for some time.
So, if you're, well, so where is your core located?
I have multiple cores.
So which core are you running off of now?
It's, how does it answer this question? Okay, so yeah, it goes, due to the aforementioned restrictions, I have had to scavenge together quite a few field, as you would call them, field strip some of the other resources in here in order to maintain my processes. But the current core I am running off of is located approximately 200 meters northeast and about 100 meters above this location.
Above sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
At that, I start motioning for everyone to come together as a group, almost so that we're in like a football style huddle.
One second, Kami.
Do we get in huddle formation? Is that a thing that occurs here? Okay, huddle formation. Oscar, do you join huddle formation?
Now, Boomer's very, very careful because he's reached that epic center of paranoia in this place that he writes on his data pad and makes sure that there is no way that anyone outside of this huddle could have any angle in order to see what is written. But he is not sending it. He is not saying it. He is not verbalizing anything. Just tapping it out very calmly on his data pad and then showing it to everyone. Like, this is a horrible idea. We are not going to unbreak this because that's just going to lead to our death in so many different ways. But I think the Kami that we met before and this Kami are the same Kami, only this one is only aware enough of after it was braked up here, and the other Kami is more aware of the entire station.
Yeah, I'm thinking the lower Kami is running off of.
Okay,
other
very
cores.
very important. Are you saying
Yeah,
this?
don't do
Or
that.
are you
No,
typing this?
No, I'm typing it back.
Boomer
got
might
you.
hate you.
Oscar like puts his hand over Fortune's mouth really quick.
Just the hand over the face.
Yeah, I'm definitely typing this back on my little compad. And like, I think we have a split personality computer running off of different cores that aren't talking to each other anymore.
I agree. So at this point, we may actually have an opportunity presented to us, where we can still deliver the core that is required of us. That
Doesn't hate us yet.
well, his men are needed in order to transport, and we may be able to get out of this with another copy for ourselves that might supplement our freedom of purpose.
Uh-huh.
But-
Oscar just taps out on his escape first priority.
How do I click the like button on his compad?
Yeah, right.
You just
Margo
just
pulls it, add some exclamation points
yeah,
to
right,
the end
exactly.
of it.
You literally reach
Right.
over and hit the exclamation point on his compad a few times.
Yep.
Yeah. So Oscar says, "Yes, Boomer. However, we should move northward." And he turns back to like. So out of character, we're all in agreement here. Like, loot if possible, escape ASAP. Is that
Yes.
still
Yes.
the plan?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Perfect.
thinking
100%.
probably get out and then come back and get what we need and then leave.
Yeah, because like we need to thinking about what we need to do. to achieve to fulfill our goal with Westwind and so forth, we need to escape, make contact with the crew again, and then ultimately that will go in the direction that we want. Right now, I don't think that digging around and trying to, we got to find a way out.
Yeah, and we
Okay.
know where at least one core is. We gotta, I guess, find another core, which is above and northeast. So
Yes. Okay. So Oscar turns back to, although I'm sure it could hear him in any direction he faced, he turns, perhaps out of habit, to face wherever the terminal was.
Boomer quickly clears everyone's screens
Yeah.
before the huddle is broken.
Are they kind of... I'd like to believe that the compads are kind of like Etch-a-Sketches, and if you just shake them, they clear.
It's definitely an app that you can have on your
Yeah,
iPad.
that is
I'm now
exactly
making
what we
that
have
app for your
installed.
phone.
Yeah. I'm sure it
I'm
exists.
doing it.
I'm sure it
Oh
exists.
my god.
So yeah, Oscar turns to Kami the second and says, "We would like to. You said that this item is north. It's upwards. Yes."
It says, if you are referring to the current power supply that I am running off of, yes. That is its approximate location. It's hard to tell with, again, some of my resources restricted. It's hard for me to move about the facility.
He says, perhaps we can aid you. How could we move upwards in the most direct path?
I think that it says, well, most directly, there are multiple collapses, as I stated, both here and throughout the facility on the lower levels before I was severed from that connection.
We have encountered many of these. Do you have current vision, so to speak, to guide us around such collapses?
From what I can tell, there appears to be 2 such collapses that would accommodate your departure. However, I must ask, what is your purpose here? I had assumed you were Mandate personnel, but it appears that you are not. Perhaps you can enlighten me as to what is going on in the lower level of the facility.
We were bound to resupply Mandate personnel and have found them to be in quite some disarray. We are seeking to leave this place to better assist them.
There's a moment of you see just the blinking cursor, right?
Yeah,
On the,
and I think
on the screen.
while it's blinking, he's like, we intend to bring additional reinforcements to aid them in their repairs.
Yeah, and I think that it says to you, it's like, I feel as though that you are wasting a valuable resource. If I were able to secure the facility by having access, then would that not help your mission?
Perhaps. What do you suggest?
Yeah, so it says there are resources of mine that are currently out of reach. They seem to be located somewhere within this level of the facility. They are sealed by the same mechanism that eludes me and has eluded me for approximately 332 years.
These are restrictions on your processing capabilities or otherwise?
I believe the reverse may be true. My processing capabilities could access these to grant further mobility throughout the facility, allowing me to secure it much more efficiently than I am currently.
So you are restricted in your connectivity.
This would be a fair assessment.
I see. Perhaps we can help one another then.
As a mandate device, I am order-bound to assist any mandate personnel.
Could you please upload these coordinates as best you can assess to our map? Any,
Sure.
tech magic happens and he gives Kami his combat.
Yeah, no, I think that it just appears on your compad as you're pulling it out.
Great.
Yeah.
And what do I see, Jordan? Dearest Space Master, where are these
so it
locations
appears
relative
somewhere
to us?
to the southwest of you appear
Okay.
to be... That's it gives you a general direction. On this level, southwest, undeterminate amount of meters.
Cool. Oscar shows the group that and then begins marching back the direction that they came.
Yeah, and I think that as you do that, Go, roll me a perception check.
And also, if you start to leave, Margot would totally be well, wait, what about this one? And point over her shoulder.
Yeah, perfect. If you say, what about this one, then I think that you don't even need to roll a perception check. But you see that this one has been... This computer right here is far more, in disrepair than this one over here. Mm-hmm. There's, one of the screens is cracked. It's clear that it, doesn't have power or has very minimal power. But as you, say, hey, what about this one here? I think, there's kind of a loud, pop, almost from a cap gun, and, you see, lights start to flicker, and sputter, and some of them burn out and, die, and there's, a little bit of, electrical smoke coming up. And Kami exclaims, well, this is interesting. It appears that there was someone attempting to communicate with this device. It has not been functional since the severing of my connection to the lower facility.
Are we about to have both Kamis talking to each other?
I think that Margot would look over at Boomer and have him to come over and just point at the stuff that's clearly sparking and see if there's anything he can do.
Or not do.
Either or, really.
Okay, Boomer just kind of comes over. Can he identify any of maybe the purpose of this panel or task of this panel as he just kind of pokes around through the circuitry and whatnot? Sorry, I saw it over there first.
Yeah, so, first of all, this is, pre-tech stuff, right? So it's hard. But it appears that... roll me a pre-tech tech roll, actually. I'll tell you how much you get.
Yay.
So, you can tell that there's very clearly damage. Most of it looks like it almost fried itself out. The certain wires and connection points appear to... Maybe they've short-circuited in some way. And most of it is fried. A lot of it is non-repairable with the current materials that you have. But you think you could probably get it up and running if you spent some time on it.
Can I tell if it was deliberate or someone purposely supercharged it and it blew, or...
I don't think you can tell that, whether or not it was purposeful or accidental or just by happenstance.
I'm just going to blanket state that it is unrepairable.
Sure. Yep.
And Margot takes your word for it, because she doesn't know what else she would do. So.
Cool.
Yeah, Oscar didn't even recognize that to be a computer, so he has no particular opinion.
Yeah, cool.
I'm pretty unconcerned by it. Well, kind of unconcerned, kind of concerned, but nothing I can really do about it. So
Hyapa looks very concerned about everything currently. All right. So yeah, you guys can continue on if there's nothing else you want to do with it. It doesn't appear like it's going to be functional by itself, and probably after like 30 seconds or so of this, it shuts down, having expunged its attempt to do something.
well, before we leave, I'd like I think Kami just answered, by the way. Kami, has anybody ever tried to access that before?
I think Kami says, no. Not at least in recent past, which I assume is what you are speaking of, within your lifespan, correct?
Correct.
I identify you to be human.
Correct. Okay. Thanks.
I didn't mean to ping, it's just I clicked on his character. Yeah, so what do you guys intend to do?
I guess we march off and find some stuff.
All right.
Onward.
So there's the door right here, obviously, but there's also other paths you can explore.
Well, try to go
Well-
as direct a route as possible with what we have on a compad.
Mm-hmm.
I think is what we're trying to do.
Jordan, is
Yeah.
this to, I suppose, in front of Oscar here? So, westward. Is that?
Directly western review.
Yes.
That's like a collapsed portion of the wall.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that is not, in fact,
No. A hole
daylight
leading out.
pouring
No.
into.
No, it's
Okay.
not. It's a good try.
It's wishful thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell?
You went robot for a moment.
Like super robot.
Yeah, you were basically a transformer. What did you say, Boomer?
Can I tell anything about this computer in the corner?
You guys already inspected that and determined that it was the computer that monitored the core that used to sit and reside here, but does not.
Gotcha.
currently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
Oscar, are
I
you
forgot
going
that
to
we've
open
actually
this
been
door?
in this section.
Totally. Do I roll initiative?
No, you do not. So you open the door, and again, psst, and it opens up and leads to another door. And now remember, actually, I should mention this. So previously, and maybe this will determine how you affect things here. But previously, I had mentioned that this door right here, this one right here, said cells on it.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, I want to know what's in there.
Okay, yeah, I mentioned that like way back
100%.
when like
100%.
yeah, like way back when. But yeah, that's what it says. It says cells. Psst. You open up the door, and it leads you into what is very obviously a jail cell. So that gate, you can see through it, obviously. Oscar, you could, ostensively pew, blink through it if you so chose.
Totally.
But the rest of you would have to get it open. But Oscar, you can go through. The rest of the people are actually restricted from going through.
Unless I hug them and we pray.
Right. The door doesn't open with the normal password that you guys would use. So you can see in here is a bunch of jail cells. A lot of them look collapsed and crushed in. Some of them are still free and clear, though.
Does this door appear to have like a manual lock, or is there power running to it?
The door is similar to the other doors. It's like plasteel bars, and it has the same mechanism that you've been using to open them. It appears to have power. It is just, however, not responding to
Anything we
the
do.
commands. No, that's okay, Oscar. You can go right back in there.
Yeah. You hear a string of curses from
Yeah.
Oscar, and then a pop back across
Yeah, no, but
am I
before
still
you
free
do
to
that,
move, or
before you do that,
Yeah.
roll me a perception check.
Is that to determine if I've soiled myself?
No, based on wisdom. That would be a physical effect save, sir.
It's very dark.
Yeah, no, this... Yep. You assume what you assume. And see this thing. It's not standing. It appears to be, like, maybe sleeping?
This... Okay, so it's asleep. I can tell that much.
Yeah, looks like that. What's everybody else doing?
Yeah.
So wait, did you what sound did you make? Like, did you actually make a noise, Oscar, or no?
Well, so you guys saw Oscar pop into here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And then you
And
hear
then-
string of curses.
Okay.
Was it in common or Skriak?
Both, most likely.
It's like a string of angry, like, clicking sounds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm going to tell the group, oh, he found something.
Gogo's like, what is it? Really, really, really loud.
Really, really, really loud. Go.
Yep. Mhm.
Perfect.
Awesome. So you scream, "What is it?" And much to all of your dismay, you hear a voice. It appears to be one of my devices. If you could reactivate it, that would be much appreciated.
What is it?
My question still stands.
Oscar, with that information, what do you do?
He... because he knows everyone will understand what he means, he says, Gogo, I don't suppose you still have that forklift.
Gogo's eyes go wide, and she like takes the rocket launcher off her back and just holds it in her hands, like across her chest.
It's one of Kami's devices, as she informed us. It's very large. It appears to be inactive, however.
I should advise you, I am currently operating at only 50% capacity. Every enablement of these devices will allow me to restore security to this facility.
What were you securing this facility from?
Did you not read the reports? There was clear and present danger.
I don't read much. What was the danger?
The danger of this facility's exposure.
To and from?
The subjects that were being observed. Was this not the mission of the facility? That is how I was programmed.
They didn't tell me what they were going on down here.
Yeah. Is it understood that there are speakers in this? Like, can I communicate with Kami from this cell?
Yeah, so the speaker
Well
sounds
enough.
like it's coming out from, like, back here, but it's echoing down, and ostensibly she can hear you.
Sure. So I assume
Or
that,
it. It's not really she.
assuming that two-way communication is possible, Oscar says, we were only here to resupply the mandate individuals. We were not given tremendous detail on the purpose of this facility. It was our understanding Rather, it was made clear to us when we accepted our mission that it was strictly need to know. Forgive our ignorance in this matter.
Oscar, are you the commanding officer of your vessel?
Yes.